Hey, what's up, Five Links team? Get it done. I just want to do a quick video showing you guys how to do something called whiteboarding. This is crucial for when you want to start building your organization. This is something that all of your senior vice presidents have done, your national directors have done. This is something that was taught to me by one of our upline senior vice presidents, Mr. Dave Cox, who's now on his way to platinum. So this is very, very important if you're serious about your business. All right, this is something called whiteboarding, and it's very, very similar to just having a good goal or strategy set. And any one of you guys can do this, even if you are just an IMR. As your organization begins to grow, you want to map out your organization because it's going to help you strategize, and it's great for goal setting, okay? So let's say you get started. Let's say your name is Bob, okay? Your name is Bob. So what you would do is, even if you're brand new in the business, you just make a circle. You buy your own whiteboard. You can get this at CVS. Pardon my writing because I'm actually looking through the camera. But you would just draw a bubble with your name in it. So let's say your name is Bob, okay? So let's say you just get started, but let's say in your goal, of course, in your first 30 days, your goal is to get at least 2 business partners and 20 points. So what I'd actually do with this is I would probably put up in the corner or maybe to the right of it, maybe put in, goal 20 points and, 2 partners. And then I might, even next to that, I might even put so far, and then you want to maybe put a box because this is something that you're going to edit because it's not always going to be the same, right? So this is goal 20 points. So far it's going to be blank points and blank partners. And this is good because let's say this is like in your bedroom, you're always going to be looking at this. So let's say, of course, you start out, you get qualified, and you have your 5 points. So you put in 5 points here. Let's say you don't have any partners yet. So that's just blank for now. You haven't even had your grand opening yet. But as things start to progress, now guess what? Let's say you get a satellite TV order, and maybe, you sell a text alerts. Well, right now, text alerts is worth 3 points. And then a satellite TV order is worth 1 point. So let's say you get that done. Well, guess what? That's 9. So you'd go over to your whiteboard and, you could keep this real simple. Make that 9 points. You got 9 points here. All right. And now let's say you have your grand opening. Let's just keep it funky. Let's just say your grand opening, maybe you invite a lot of people. Nothing really happened. So over your first grand opening, nothing happened. Nobody joined your team. However, because you had a grand opening and you really tried, guess what? One person who came, maybe it was your cousin said, you know what? I could use a cell phone service. So they go through your website and they order a cell phone. Well, guess what? They gave you another point. So let's say they gave you a point. See, so this is how you're keeping track of your business. They gave you a point and your goal is still 20 points. Let's say you're about 10 days in now. It's after your first grand opening. You got another one coming up. You're 10 days in, and let's say your goal is that, and let's say you have 10 days to go. And you could even do this. Blank days to go. Days to go. Right? So let's say you have 20 days to go now, because of course, you have 30 days to get your bonus. Okay? So you have 20 days to go, and now you know exactly what you need to do before your 30 days. So you're like, okay, I need another grand opening. So let's say your grand opening's coming up. Your second one is coming up. So guess what? At this one, a whole lot of people join. Some of the same people from the first one come to the second one, and guess what? Pow! One person saw the vision. Let's say her name is Alicia. So let's say Alicia gets started. You're happy. You're like, great. So the first you want to do is go over here because Alicia is now in your organization. So you would draw a line down here. All right? And as a matter of fact, this is something that we should have done, but you could still do it now. You would put another one here because this is where you want to put the next person. So you're just putting a question mark because that's your goal. Because, of course, in your first 30 days, you want at least 2 partners. You only have one. Alicia came in, which is great. As a matter of fact, right here, you would erase this and put in 1. So now you got one partner, 10 points, and your goal is 2 partners and 20 points, and you got about 20 days to go now. Okay? So let's just say time goes on. Let's say by your 30th day, guess what? You got your second partner here because you stuck to the system. The system is at least 4 grand openings in your first 30 days. Let's say your third grand opening you still didn't get anybody, but in your fourth grand opening you have someone who had seen it a couple of times. You had 3-wayed them with your upline. Well, guess what? They get started. Let's say their name is James. Let's say James gets started. Well, guess what? Because you have 2 partners, and of course they're coming in qualified, you have 2 partners, and you have your 10 points. Well, guess what? That's already executive trainer, but of course you got more points than that. You got some energy customers. You got some text alerts customers. So let's say in the end of your first 30 days, which can easily be done, let's just say you had 22 points. All right, and of course you have your 2 partners. All right, so this is how you whiteboard. And this is how you start off. So of course, if your organization's bigger, let's say, and you want to set new goals for yourself as well, because once you hit that goal, well, what's your next step? Well, your next step is to get to executive director. So if you're already an executive trainer and you're watching this, you guys should know exactly what it takes to hit executive director. An executive director, basically you need this structure. I'm just going to make it down here. I'm going to make a box here. Your structure for executive director, put that right here, ED. You need, of course, this is you. You need to help 2 executive trainers get to your position. So that's one executive trainer. So here they are right here. This is an executive trainer, right? And then this is an executive trainer. Each executive trainer needs 10 points. Okay, so I'm going to put 10 here, 10 here. Okay, each executive trainer needs 10 points, and you also need an extra qualified IMR on your front line. And to be executive director, you need 15 points yourself. Okay, that's the minimum. All right, so you have 15 points, so you need that structure. Well, what do we have up here? Well, in order to hit executive director, you know that this person needs 10 points, so you're going to help them at least 10, but you want them to get at least 20, so that's going to be high residuals for yourself, plus it's going to make it easier for them to progress because now they have their minimum requirements covered. So you want to make sure they at least have 10 points each. You want to help Alicia get her 2 partners. So let's just say this is, I don't know. We'll just put a question mark there. You're going to help her get her second person there. You're going to do the same thing with James, you know? And in terms of the order, we're not going to worry about that right now. There is a specific way you're supposed to do this. But as of right now, just realize that you're going to need, look at that. This is your structure for executive director. In order to get there, you are personally going to need 15 points. All right? You need a qualified IMR right here, and you need to help Alicia get 2 qualified IMRs and help James do the same thing. And see, here's what I always say, especially if you're new in this business. Even if you're not new, you want to keep doing PBRs because people are not just going to do what you say, they're going to do what you do. So if you come in and you kind of, excuse my language, but if you kind of half-ass it, you really only do like 1 or 2 grand openings in your first 30 days. What do you think the people who are going to come into your business are going to do? If you're Bob and you only did 1 or 2 grand openings and you kind of got them and you kind of dragged your feet, they're going to do the same thing, and that culture is going to replicate. Okay? So you want to definitely get in and hit the ground running. But the first goal and the whole point of all this is to buy a dry erase whiteboard. You get one at Walmart really cheap, Staples pretty cheap as well, probably $15 or so. You have these nice little dry erase markers. You just draw your structure and create some goals for yourself. If you need help on goal setting, get in contact with me. So I hope that this kind of clarified some things, and I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys take care.